Famer, what? And is that the ring you're rocking? What? And he's rocking the Hall of Fame ring. We're here with Booker T. What's happening? How you feeling?
Another day in paradise, man. Especially here in LA, fighting in the sun, beautiful weather.
Right.
What more can you ask for?
I love it. And that's totally coincidence that you are rocking the Hall of Fame ring.
Yeah, man. It's the Hall of Fame ring right there. Yeah.
We were talking to Mick Foley. He didn't have it. He was like, I need one because I would lose. I need like a temporary one because I'll lose it. And I asked him, like, how many Hall of Famers actually rock the ring? And I freaking love it.
Man, true Hall of Famer should rock the ring. I'm going to have to talk to him about it.
Right? I think he's just scared that if he loses it, people are going to get mad at him.
I think he got like a sharp finger or something. They won't stay on there or something. I think that's what he's telling me.
Maybe. Well, I want to tell you this. We were at WrestleMania. We were in New York, New Jersey for WrestleMania, and we were there at the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. So I just want to say congratulations. Well deserved and a long time coming. Man, how did it feel just to be on that stage in front of the entire roster and you're really just have them validate everything that you've done in your career and be like, you are Hall of Fame, bro.
It was a surreal moment. Never in a million years expecting something like that to happen for me. But still always working, to try to make something like that happen. Always putting the work in, always making sure I was on call 24/7 no matter what. Keeping that hard head on. That part right there was just something I always felt like I did for the fans. I always wanted to go out and represent for the fans, as well as my people who watch me. I was a role model at the same time. I was thinking about my fans watching me and saying, man, hopefully I can be like Booker T one day. Hopefully they heard my story and know exactly where I came from and say, man, if Booker T can do it, I can do it too. Wrestling for me was a hobby. I never got into wrestling like a lot of kids. Getting into it and saying, man, they're going to be famous one day or anything like that.
Right.
I was just doing it to get out of the neighborhood, and it led me to become a Hall of Famer. So I can only say, man, I really appreciate the fans for, supporting me for all those years, giving me the inspiration to keep going out there and trying to become better as far as my performance going. Then in the end, being validated by, not just my peers, but my family, but my friends as well. It was a great, awesome night that I wish that I could have every year, but we only get to do that once.
Oh, you can always purchase it on DVD.
Yeah, I watch it almost every day. But actually, my little girl, she's 3 years old, and she actually have to watch the promo clip every week, at least 3 times a week. It's amazing.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the promo clip, because before they inducted you, they played the kind of the video package, kind of the culmination of your career. You got to know at this point that Booker T, there's a certain Booker T promo out there that's kind of an internet legend. You're laughing because I know you know.
It lives in infamy.
It sure does. And obviously they wouldn't play the entire clip on WWE television.
Hey, but they still had to show it.
But they showed it and cut it off right where they needed to cut it off.
Yeah.
Man, what was going through your mind way back in the WCW days when you were cutting that promo on Hogan, man?
I can tell you, it was like my most embarrassing moment in the history of my wrestling career. It's something that I really wish that I could go back and erase and take away. I think about it all the time. I wish, we didn't have the world of internet sometimes just because of it. Just due to the fact, that no one has ever heard me say that word ever before outside of that moment. And for me, I really felt like I let so many people down, and I really felt like, perhaps, that was my lowest moment, perhaps, in my wrestling career.
Well, I mean, don't say that, man. I will say, from a fan's perspective, that's just Booker T. It was just a funny, cool thing that Booker T would say.
It is, but, when I look at it, being a grown man, and I'm trying to, represent so many young people, and I hear that word being said, on the radio, and it's such a word that has, so much of a negative feeling when it's heard. I just feel, like I said, that I wish I could take it back, but it's something that I'll never be able to take back. But I just want everybody out there to know, all of my fans, all of the brothers, that I really am. I'm sorry about that.
Well, man, I don't take it to heart, brother. we don't hold it against you. Trust me, man. Trust me. We don't hold it against you.
The thing is, nobody.
We grew up on NWA, man. That's not gonna offend us. Don't worry about it.
Nobody holds it against me. That's the thing. Nobody holds it against me, but I just want everybody to know that.
Cool. Well, man, you said it yourself. You were people look up to you. You're an inspiration for so many. When you had your brother inducted to the Hall of Fame ceremony, man, so many funny stories and stuff. And it's no secret that you had your troubles in the past, man. But now, being where you are in the position you are in WWE, how great does it feel to be the ambassador? How great does it feel to be kind of the go-to guy and one of the faces of WWE now?
That's great, especially coming from WCW, being a real WCW guy that made the transition.
And you're really the only one left from WCW.
I'm the only one, the last one breathing.
Last of the moment. Right?
That right there, it gives you a certain feeling, it lets you know all the work that you put in, it paid off, to actually become a part of, that family, that WWE family, to make it to this point, to actually, get through the wrestling, which is so hard to make it to this point to where I can enjoy the fruits of the labor, get to this point to where I can, talk with the young guys and mentor them, bring them up to that next level, let them know exactly what it took, to get to this point, knowing that that guy next to you is, he may be your friend, but he's your competition at the same time, and you want to be better than that guy, to make the product better at the same time. That right there, I really appreciate, the company accepting me and just giving me a chance to be still relevant in this business, and to give back from so many different perspectives.
Well, you got so much experience under your belt, man. Was it easy to kind of slide in that position as, because you do commentary and you have an on-air role still, but I'm sure behind the scenes, some of these young cats especially probably come to you and we're like, hey, what do you think about my match?
Every night I get that, what do you think about my match? That right there, that's the best part. I always say life goes in seasons, you got your spring, summer, winter, and fall. And I've always been one of those guys to where I didn't want to stay in one season, I wanted to move on. I always say if I still had a flat top and a mustache, I wouldn't be here talking to you right now. But to be able to give back, and keep the business flourishing, to know that I still have a huge role in keeping the business going in a positive direction. That right there, that means a lot to me. And of course, you get that itch every now and then that you want to go out there and scratch. And I'm sure I'll get that itch, and I'm going to go out there and scratch it one time.
Right.
But it's not going to be one of those weekly things where I come back and I feel like I could go out there and be like one of these guys. It's a young man's business, and I'm here to do my part and bring these guys up.
Well, man, I was watching the pay-per-view, the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, when you made your surprise return, and just judging from the crazy, ridiculous pop of that crowd, we want to see Booker T. We want to see Booker T.
When I walked out, I thought The Rock was standing behind.
You got a rock pop, man.
Like, what's going on?
It was all you, man.
It was like Road Warrior pop, 87. I was like, wow, that right there, that right there, it showed me. It wasn't about the wrestling. The fans were just happy to see Booker T. They was happy to see me, in my tights and boots and still looking, pretty good. But that moment right there just let me know that, man, the fans, without those fans, it really wouldn't be no Booker T. And the love that was poured out that night, that was given to me, I tried to make sure I give it right back to the fans. And it was literally one of the most exciting moments. Coming back to the Royal Rumble was one of the most exciting moments of my wrestling.
Man, well, it was exciting just to watch it as a fan. I love those moments on a pay-per-view when that happens. That was one of them.
Got a chance to watch it, and you see, I saw one guy and he goes, he just grabs his head,
I love it.
So that right there, let me know that we still got those diehard fans out there that's never going to go away. And I always say, I never heard a fan have a bad memory from a wrestling match, and that's one thing that I've always tried to do is go out and give the fans, good memories that they can look back 10, 15, 20 years later and say, man, I remember when Booker T did this, I remember when King Booker did that.
It's not just King Booker, it's King
Buckeye. Gave him the entertainment that he was giving him along with Queen Charmel, and that right there really what the business is all made up to be about, is going out there giving the fans that night to be able to release all their frustrations, all their inhibitions, let go of, let their imagination get suspended for that one night and just let it out and have some fun. Like the old lady with the purse wanting to just whack somebody. That's what wrestling is really all
golden
about.
era, man. The
That's what
golden era,
wrestling is really
right?
about.
Well, talking about memories, I mean, it's rare that I get to sit across the table from a guy who was in WCW during the last days of WCW. And I gotta know. I mean, again, from a fan's perspective, that whole purchase of WCW by WWE, boom, blew our minds. But you being there in the WCW locker room, what was the vibe like? Like when the news came down? Because I'm sure it was pretty quick that the news came down.
Well, you can kind of like hear the rumblings, the rumors. You knew something was happening. And that night, it was a cold night in that locker room for a lot of guys. For myself, I was pretty excited because I was told that I was going to be world heavyweight champion as well as United States champion. I was going to be closing the company down. That was a night that was going to live, in history for them forevermore. Like how did I end up in this position? But for myself, I knew a little greener pastures over the horizon. It's just a matter of me just keep moving in that direction. For myself, I knew the company, was sold. I knew life for me was gonna change in a huge way. But more importantly, I had been preparing myself for that. I knew it was going to happen. I kind of felt it. So maybe months, maybe a year out, I started preparing myself physically and mentally for what was going to happen. So when it happened, I was
still sad, but at least you were ready.
I remember one of the guys saying, man, he said, man, it was the final night. He goes, man, don't you sad? He goes, man, it's the end of WCW. What are you going to do? And I go, I'm like, man, I'm going to WWE. I don't know what you guys are going to do, but I'm going to WWE and I'm going to continue, my work, But so it was a sad night, bitter night, and a sweet night at the same time. I knew that life, like I say, had changed for me. I was going to have to go and start all over again from the bottom, and prove myself, to those guys in the locker room. Gain their respect more than anything. I knew I could carry the accolades from WCW over and say, hey, I'm here. 5-time WCW champ. Hey, I'm here. So I was looking forward to going over and proving myself because I thought that I was just as good as those guys as far as a ring performance standpoint.
And to be honest, did you kind of feel a little resentment? You're the competition coming into WWE. Or did you feel like you had to work that much harder to like?
I wouldn't say I felt resentment or anything like that. I knew I was going to have to work harder. That was a given. I was expecting that. But the guys actually, they opened the door for me. They gave me a chance to succeed or fail. And I knew I could fail in the locker room. I didn't even have to fail in the ring. So it was always going to be a test until I passed the test. So that's the only thing that I thought about when I came to the company was, pass the test. No matter what they throw in front of you, pass the test. I knew I wasn't going to be at that same level I was in WCW, but they had so many more stars over there that I had to deal with as well. So for myself, it was like a working process. It was like on-the-job training, and I had to learn so many more things about the entertainment business, and I was open to that.
Two different ways of doing things, WCW versus WWE.
Yeah, definitely two different ways. In WCW, I was the ultimate wrestler, and then when I came to WWE, I had to be the ultimate entertainer. I had to make people laugh. I had to make people, think. I had to make people cry. I had to do so much, so many skits, to just learn that part of the business. But more importantly, I was open, to going out there and making a fool out of myself and laughing at myself at the same time.
Well, whatever it is that you had to learn, you did it well, man, because I've been entertained by Booker T for the longest time, man, so I thank you for that.
I appreciate it. And that's the highest compliment, for a fan that many years later say, man, I really appreciate all the entertainment that you gave me for the years. And that right there was my job for so many years, to entertain you, not myself.
Cool. Well, like you said, memories. You made memories. memories, man. Great memories.
Thank
So I know we got limited time. SummerSlam this Sunday. I want some predictions from Booker T, a man who's been in main event positions before. Let's talk about the WWE Championship. Cena Bryan, who you got?
You know, I got to look at John Cena being on the top of the mountain for so long. You know, you got to get tired, and that what you know I felt. You know, at the end of my championship run, every time was how tired I was. You know, I could always get myself up to go out there and have that great match. You know, but it took so much every time. It took a little bit out of me each and every time I had to go out there and do that. Daniel Bryan, not being in that position before, having the WWE Championship around his waist, he's hungry. He's a guy who has motivation right now. He's a guy who has the fans, behind him. He's the underdog, and the fans always want to see the underdog go out and prevail. So. If I'm going to pick someone, it's going to be Daniel Bryan.
Oh, there you go. I think everybody I've asked, I think Daniel Bryan's batting 1,000 right now. It's all Daniel Bryan, man.
Yeah.
But like you said, they say that earning the title's hard, but keeping it's even harder, right?
Getting there is one thing, staying there is another, and that's one thing about John Cena. John Cena is he worked tirelessly to be the best. The fans may not understand it and know why he's in that position, but he works harder than 90% of the roster, I think.
Wow. Well, then he earned his spot, right?
He's earned his spot.
There it is. Well, Booker T, I appreciate the time, man. I look forward to seeing you. You're going to be all access and all the events.
Hey, man, I'll be around, shaking hands, kissing babies, politicking.
I love it.
Trying to make sure I can stay in office, baby.
Right? So, one more question. How's your queen doing these days?
Oh, man, she's doing good right now. She's at home with babies. Little Kennedy Rose and Kendrick James. They just turned 3 years old August 5th. So they're growing up. But I just booked her a trip, to go to Maui. So I'm sure she's not here, but we're going to be taking a trip to Maui over the next couple of weeks. And
Booker T takes over Hawaii.
Gotta make sure we take care of the little ones. Gotta make sure we take care of the queen.
There you go. Booker T, a bona fide Hall of Famer and a legend. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you very much.
It's Q97.1.